Good morning, students. So, after the discussion of saturated hydrocarbon alkane, let us discuss about unsaturated hydrocarbon, that is alkane. So, today's topic is alkene. Alkene, the open chain hydrocarbon. Again, the open chain hydrocarbon containing at least one carbon double bond in the molecule is called an alkane. The open chain unsaturated hydrocarbon, we can write the open chain unsaturated hydrocarbon which are characterized by the presence of a carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, so these are characterized by carbon-carbon double bond, and correspond to the general formula that is CnH2n. This one the general formula of alkene. Clear? And the first homologo or the first compound of alkene homologous series, that is ethene. Its structure is C2H4. This one is ethene. So first n value starts from n equal to 2, 3, 4, etc. Clear? So if you consider this one, very simply I am writing first one, this is C2H4. Its structure can be written as CH2 double bond CH2. What is its name? Ethene. Clear? Similarly C3H6, you can write CH3 CH double bond CH2. That is propene. Likewise, etc. Again, compound can contain two or more multiple bonds, no problem. Suppose this one is CH3 CH double bond CH CH2 CH3. I have told you how to do the nomenclature: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is pent to ENE. Okay, suppose the structure is like this: CH2 double bond CH, single bond CH, double bond CH2. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So buta 1,3 di-ENE. So likewise, the nomenclature of alkenes you can do. Clear? So if this compound is like this: H CH2 double bond CH, single bond CH, CH double bond CH2, CH2 CH2 CH3. Here you tell me how can you proceed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't omit this one, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No problem. You can proceed in either direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 propyl buta 1,4 di-ENE, the name of this compound. Clear? Okay. Next we will discuss straight the way, that is methods of preparation. Methods of preparation. First one, that is by dehydration of alcohols. By dehydration of alcohols. Dehydration means loss of water from alcohol. So you can write, when alcohols are heated in presence of acid catalyst. Acid catalyst. Acid catalyst means that can be sulfuric acid or phosphoric acid. Sulfuric acid or phosphoric acid acts as catalyst. Heated in presence of acid catalyst, then elimination of water. Elimination of water takes place from alcohol to give corresponding alkene as the product. To give corresponding alkene as the product. Since we are preparing alkene, so first one is by dehydration of alcohols. Suppose one alcohol I am writing over here, RCH2OH. Clear? And I am heating this alcohol in presence of acid. Let's say acid I am considering H2SO4. Okay, so by heating this alcohol, what I am getting over here, you see there is elimination of water molecule, and the elimination takes place here from this carbon, OH group containing carbon. This is alpha and this one is beta. So from beta hydrogen, this hydrogen and this OH get eliminated in the form of water. Okay, and there exists a double bond between this alpha carbon and beta carbon. So what is the corresponding alkene I am getting over here? RCH double bond CH2. This one is alkene plus elimination of water is there. Clear? So if you want alcohol I am considering, this one you see students, this one is CH3. CH3 can be written like this. This one CH3, CH2, this one, and OH. This one is OH. So very simply I can write, this one is acid catalyst, in presence heating is required. So simply H plus OH, and there exists a double bond between these two. This one OH group, alpha, next carbon, beta. So there exists a unsaturation between alpha and beta carbon. So the alkene formed over here, CH2 double bond CH2. This one is ethene plus H2O. Clear? So this is dehydration of alcohols. Suppose one secondary alcohol I am considering over here. Clear? So for primary alcohol, CH3, CH2, OH, let's say this one is primary alcohol, and you are heating this in presence of H2SO4, and the temperature, that is 443 Kelvin temperature, and the concentration of H2SO4 is about 95%. Again, elimination of water takes place from this carbon, CH2H and OH. Okay, so formation of ethene is there plus H2O. Clear? And if I consider secondary alcohol, that is CH3, I can write one more CH3 over here. This one is HOH. Clear? So here Again, the catalyst is H2SO4, it about 60%. Okay, and the temperature is comparatively less, that is about 383 Kelvin. 383 Kelvin temperature is required. So this one is OH group, this one is alpha, and this one is beta. So elimination of one hydrogen from here takes place, and you can eliminate here also. So if I eliminate H2 here, then there exists a double bond here, that is CH2 double bond, CH single bond, CH3. This one is propane. Clear? And let us discuss about the tertiary alcohol. Tertiary alcohol, very low temperature is required. In that condition, the reaction is possible. That means tertiary alcohol can be written CH3, CH3, and one CH2, one hydrogen over here. This one is tertiary butyl alcohol. 3 degree alcohol. 3 degree alcohol. So if I take H2SO4 here, only 20% H2SO4 is required, and temperature you know that is very less, within 362 Kelvin the reaction is possible. So one hydrogen from this one is alpha and this one is beta. You can consider either methyl group as beta carbon. So this is isobutylene, you can get CH3, C double bond, CH2, CH3. So this one is isobutylene. Isobutylene plus H2. So what are the distinction you are getting over here? What are the difference you are getting over here by considering primary, secondary and tertiary? So the key difference is here the rate of reactivity of alcohols, the reactivity of alcohols towards elimination or dehydration, follows the order that is 3 degree alcohol is more reactive than 2 degree alcohol, is more reactive than 1 degree alcohol. So this one is the order of reactivity of alcohols. Got it? Okay. Next method of preparation of alkene, that is second one, that is by dehydrohalogenation of alkyl halides. Dehydrohalogenation means again this one is elimination and loss of hydrogen and halogen from the alkyl halide. That is loss of hydrogen and halogen takes place from alkyl halide. The reagent we use over here, what is the reagent? That is alcoholic KOH. Alcoholic KOH act as the reagent and it act as the base. It act as catalyst, that is base, a reagent you can say. So how the reaction takes place over here, you see. Suppose I am considering ethyl bromide, let's say. See, this one is ethyl bromide, primary ethyl bromide, primary alkyl halide I am considering over here, you see, and the reagent is KOH, alcoholic KOH. So what is its role? This OH minus takes this proton. Okay, so bromine attached to carbon alpha, this one is beta. So beta elimination. The reaction is called beta elimination reaction. Clear? So takes this beta hydrogen and this bond comes here and this bromine goes like that. So K Br minus K plus eliminated in the form of KBr and OH minus H plus that get eliminated in the form of H2O. So there is a loss of hydrogen and halogen in the molecule. That's why this is known as dehydrohalogenation. So it will give you an alkene HH double bond CHH. So this one is nothing but your ethene. Clear? So if I consider a secondary alkyl halide like this, CH3 CH Br CH2H, see like this. Okay, so secondary alkyl halide, again if I consider alcoholic KOH, then what happens? This one is alpha, this one is beta. This OH minus, take this proton, this bond goes like that, and this one like this. So the alkene you are getting over here, CH2 double bond CH CH3. This one you are getting isopropylene. Okay, or you can say 1 2 3 propene, CH3 CH double bond CH2. This one is you are getting propene. Clear? If you consider tertiary alkyl halide, that is CH3 C CH3 CH2H Br. Clear? So what happens? Alcoholic KOH, take this one and it goes like this. So you are getting CH3C CH3 double bond CH2 plus Br minus, or you can say minus KBr goes like that, and water also eliminated. Then the product you are getting isobutylene. Clear? And here again this one is also beta elimination, and the order of reactivity follows. Tertiary alkyl halide, the order of reactivity of alkyl halides, that is 3 degree more reactive than 2 degree then 1 degree. Why this is happening? Because you see, as I increase the bulkiness from primary, then followed by secondary, then followed by tertiary, then you see what is the difference between 3 types of alkanes. You are getting more substituted as you proceed from primary to tertiary. Here you see across double bond only hydrogen atoms are there, and here across double bond 2 hydrogen atoms are there, but here one substitution of 1 methyl group is there. So more substituted alkenes are more stable. This is methyl substituted, and gradually you can see over here there are 2 methyl group substituted carbons. So this one is more stable alkene. Highly substituted alkenes are more stable according to Sedgwick, as per the name of the scientist, Sedgwick. Okay, Sedgwick's rule, that is highly substituted alkenes are more stable. Highly substituted alkenes are more stable. Remember it, highly substituted alkene. That means alkene, particularly from this category. You see, all alkyl groups, all are double dash. Let's say this one is R, this one is R triple dash. You see, all the hydrogen atoms are replaced by alkyl groups. So this one is highly substituted. Highly substituted alkene. So here you can see you are getting 2 methyl groups get substituted at this carbon. That is in case of tertiary alkyl halide. So the reactivity follows 3 degree, 2 degree and 1 degree. Okay, and what is the order of reactivity of halogens? You see, halogen act as good leaving group, and the leaving group tendency, reactivity of halogens I can write, that is I minus is more reactive than bromine, minus is more reactive than chlorine minus. This one is reactivity of halogens. Reactivity of halogens. Clear? So remember, this is also one type of elimination. Now based on the beta elimination just I have discussed, that is dehydrohalogenation. Suppose one alkyl halide is like this: CH3, CH2, CHBr, CH3, and the catalyst I am providing over here reagent, that is alcoholic KOH. So what is the possible product formed over here? So one can do like this: this halogen containing carbon, this one is alpha, and here this one is beta, here is beta. So as per I have told you beta elimination, yes, beta hydrogen atoms are there. Suppose someone eliminate hydrogen from here, halogen from here, then definitely of course double bond will be between these two carbon atoms. So the possible alkene will be CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH2. Clear? That is but1ene, but1ene. And someone can eliminate one hydrogen from here, so double bond will be between these two carbon atoms. So that is CH3, CH double bond CH, single bond CH3. This is but2ene. Clear? So out of these two compounds, so this is minor one and this one is major one. Major one because just I have told you this is set J product. Set J's product. That means this is highly substituted. Highly substituted. Here you see, if I represent carbon, carbon double bond like this, one methyl group here, and this one is H, one methyl group here, this one is H. Okay, so two methyl groups get substituted here, but one here only one carbon atom, one hydrogen atom is replaced by this ethyl group like this. You see, CH3, CH2, CH is there, double bond CH. You see, three hydrogen atoms are there across double bond, but here two hydrogen atoms are there. So more substituted, highly substituted is this one, and this one is more stable. Clear? And this one is major product, this one is minor product. Clear? Next method of preparation, that is from vicinal dihalides. So method of preparation, that is from vicinal dihalides. Dihalide means two halogen atoms are attached to two adjacent carbon atoms. That's why these are known as vicinal dihalides. Suppose CH2, you see Br, CH2, you see this is Br. So two halogen atoms are adjacent to two carbon atoms. That's why this is known as vicinal dihalides. You can say 1,2-dibromoethane. That is vicinal dihalides, dibromides, vicinal dibromide. So what you have to do is, here you just treat it with Zn metal, little bit of alcohol is required as solvent. So what happens? You will get ZnBr2 get eliminated, ZnBr2, and there exists a double bond between these two carbons, that is ethene. You have got over here ethene. Here, like that of, if I consider this one CH3, CHBr, let's say CH2Br, 1,2-dibromopropane, 1,2-dibromopropane. Again I am treating it with zinc metal in alcohol. So what? ZnBr2 get removed as byproduct, and there exists a double bond between these two carbon atoms. So you have got CH3, CH double bond, CH2. This one is propene. This is from vicinal dihalides, another methods of preparation. Next method of preparation, very important, from alkynes. From alkynes. You know, from alkynes basically there are two catalysts we are using, and first one is Lindlar's catalyst, as per the name of scientist, Lindlar's catalyst. Clear? So Lindlar's catalyst, that is palladium Pd deposited over BaSO4 in xylene medium by adding sulfur. In order to poison the catalyst, we are using sulfur, partially poisoned by sulfur or quinoline. Sulfur or quinoline. Remember students, this one is called Lindlar's catalyst. Clear? And another one, that is we are using Birch reduction, that is sodium in liquid ammonia. Another type of, that is called Birch reduction. Birch reduction, that is sodium in liquid ammonia. Clear? Sodium in liquid ammonia. So this type of, here that is addition of hydrogen. Okay, so that is catalytic hydrogenation of alkynes. You can say catalytic hydrogenation of alkynes. So Lindlar catalyst and Birch reduction. Lindlar catalyst gives you cis alkene, and Birch reduction, it will give you trans alkene. Remember this one? So suppose one alkyne is like this, R C triple bond C R dash. This one is alkyne. Clear? So if you treat this one with Lindlar's catalyst, then this pi bond breaks, one hydrogen over here. So you will get trans alkene, cis alkene. So this one is R H H. You see, same groups are present at the same side. So this one is cis alkene. Again, if same alkene treated with sodium in liquid ammonia, then what you will get? The alkene you have get over here, you will get like this one, R H and you see similar groups are present at opposite side. This one is called trans alkene. Clear? Suppose one alkene is CH3 C triple bond C CH3. This one is but to YNA. So if I use two reagents, Lindlar catalyst and here sodium in liquid ammonia, then what type of alkene I am getting over here? CH3 C double bond C CH3 H H. This one is cis 1 2 3 4 cis but to ENA. Why cis? Because at the same side similar groups are there. Then sodium in liquid ammonia, I can get the opposite, same similar groups are present at the opposite side. Okay, so this one is trans but to ENA. So this is the catalytic hydrogenation of alkynes. Got it? Next method, that is by electrolysis of sodium or potassium salt of saturated dicarboxylic acid. Clear? So when sodium or potassium salt of saturated dicarboxylic acid, let's say a compound is like this, CH2 C double bond O minus K plus, C double bond O minus K plus. Okay, that is potassium salt of succinic acid, or you can say potassium succinate. Clear? So this one is subjected to electrolysis. So in electrolysis, definitely that is water is there. Electrolytic solution 2H2, electrolysis is there. So on electrolysis, what you will get? CH2 double bond CH2. This one is ethene plus 2 CO2 plus 1 H2 plus 2 KOH. 2 KOH. This is the electrolytic reaction. So how it happens actually? At anode, I have told you, at anode oxidation takes place. Oxidation takes place at anode. Loss of electron. So at anode, anion migrates towards anode. So what is the anion over here? That is succinate ion. Succinate ion. That is CH2 C double bond O minus. CH2 C double bond O minus. Oxidation means loss of electron. So electron get lost. 2 electrons get lost to give you here and here. 2 electrons get lost. 2 electrons, and you will get CH2 C double bond O dot C double bond O dot. Let's see. Definitely there is elimination of carbon dioxide over here takes place, and here this odd electron comes here like this. So you will get CH2 double bond CH2 minus 2 CO2. 2 carbon dioxide get eliminated, and CH2 and 2 electrons are there, which already being lost. Now these 2 electrons would be lost, that is accepted by H plus ion of water, because you know water also ionized to give you H plus plus OH minus. Clear? So H2O gives you H plus OH minus. So 2H2O gives you 2H plus and 2OH minus. Clear? Now 2 electrons will be gained by, that is at cathode. At cathode, that is reduction. Reduction means gain of electron. So 2H plus gains 2 electrons get converted into H2 gas. At cathode, H2 gas will eliminated. And you see right now in the medium there are 2K plus which remain as counter ions. Now 2K plus 2OH minus combined to give you 2KOH. So this is the process of electrolysis, where alkene is liberated or deposited at anode and hydrogen gas liberated at cathode. Okay, that is electrolysis process. Next preparation I can consider from vinyl halide and Grignard's reagent. Students, do you know what is Grignard's reagent? Just now remember that alkyl magnesium halides are known as Grignard's reagent, represented as RMgX, alkyl magnesium halide. Clear? So from vinyl halide, if you treat this vinyl halide with Grignard's reagent I can write RDS MgX. This one is Grignard's reagent plus vinyl halide. Vinyl halide I can consider like X CH double bond CH2. This one is vinyl halide. Clear? And the product you can get over here, that is an alkene definitely. So this R group get connected to this carbon and this goes like that. So you will get R dash CH double bond CH2. This one is alkene plus MgX2. Clear? So if you consider C2H5 MgCl, that is ethyl magnesium chloride as your Grignard's reagent. Ethyl magnesium chloride as your Grignard's reagent. Let's say vinyl chloride I am considering, CH2. This one is vinyl chloride. And what happens? Just you connect C2H5 over here. C2H5, CH double bond, CH2. That is but1ene. 1, 2, 3, 4, CH3, CH2, 3, 4. So but1ene is the product. Clear? Okay. So students, let us discuss about their physical properties. So after method of preparation, let us discuss about physical properties. Physical properties of alkanes. Regarding physical properties, so first point, that is physical state. Physical state. So physical state, you tell me, first three members exist as gases. Next few means from 4 to 18 carbon number. Okay. Next members exist as liquid, while higher members exist as solids. Higher members exist as solid, because you know, as you proceed, molecular mass increases and van der Waals force also increases. That's why the state of matter changes from gases to liquid followed by solid. Next, melting point. Melting point, you see, definitely the melting point of a trans isomer, this one is trans isomer and this one is cis isomer. Clear? So now tell me, the melting point of trans isomer is more than that of cis isomer. Why? You know, due to its symmetrical structure. Trans alkane is very symmetrical. So due to its symmetrical structure, it is well fitted in its crystal lattice, very closely packed. Okay, due to trans isomer, due to its symmetrical structure and get well fitted in the crystal lattice. That's why its melting point is more than that of cis isomer, because cis isomer is not symmetrical, unsymmetrical. Clear? So after melting point, boiling point should be explained over here. Boiling point, you see, tell me. So this one is cis isomer, let's say. This one hydrogen, R. This one is trans isomer. And cis isomer, obviously this one is H. So this one is cis isomer. So out of these two isomers, tell me which one is more polar. Trans isomer is less polar, you see. If I consider one example, let's say this one is CH3 and this one is CH3. Here two methyl groups are at same side. but2ene, trans but2ene, cis but2ene. Clear? So which one is more polar, you tell me. Boiling point depends upon the polarity. Here you see this one is sp3 hybridized and this carbon is sp2 hybridized. Which is more electronegative in nature? Definitely this one, because its S character is 33.7%. So the flow of electron in this direction, and here the flow of direction in this direction. You see, equal and opposite get cancelled. So it is less polar. And here you see, direction is this in this direction, and there is a resultant. This one is more polar. more polar. So more the polarity, more will be boiling point. So the boiling point of trans isomer is less than that of cis isomer. Clear? Okay. Next, solubility. These are partially insoluble in water because these are either non-polar or weakly polar. So these are not readily soluble, partially soluble in water as it is saying, because it is less polar in nature. So this is about its solubility. So few physical properties along with the methods of preparation which was very important that I have already explained. So go through, students, and write down every steps in your notebooks. Okay, so we will meet in next class with the important chemical properties of alkenes. Clear? Thank you. Bye bye.